Right about now, with your permission, of course, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, allow me introduce on stage Honorable Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro.
Asanteni sana. Our Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, Professor Kiama, my brother and comrade, a member for Embakasi East, the Honorable Dr. Babu Owino, the MP for Bonchari, the Honorable Dr. Onchoke, other leaders, MCAs, Bwana Dhuo, Madam Ebise, Bwana Mwangi, who is also an MCA in here, Madam Nimo, all the other people who've got an opportunity to come here, the organizers of this very, very good event, comrades, and especially student leaders. Good evening. Good evening. Comrades, power. Power. Power iko tu hapa mbele, iko kwingine ni power. Hebu tusikie wale wa nyuma. Comrades, power. Naona leo tuko power kabisa. I think before I continue, it's good I recognize my brother Honorable Mwangi. Just come and say hi. He's an MCA who has served from 2013. Na kwa sababu ameng'ara na suti ya maana, isipotelee chini.
Thank you, our chief guests, comrades, our VC, Honorable Babu Owino, MP Embakasi East, na Member of Parliament from Kisii. Good evening. My name is Mwangi Kagwe from Daragwa, MCA. Mimi ni mgambo wa devolution. Sasa kulingana vile ninaona Dedi is a man with a vision. Na nimesikia safari ni wapi? Safari ni ya Ikulu. Na ukitaka kwenda mbali, anza mapema. Na nasikia comrade wanasema mapema ndio? Hapo ni sawa? Sasa mimi sijakuja kuongea mambo mingi. Nimekuja tu kusupport hii ndugu yangu. Alafu tuanze mambo ya transaction. Si hapo kweli? One thing I've come to learn about Ndindi Nyoro is he has become as one leader who has demonstrated leadership. And I was trying to figure out how Ndindi Nyoro has been an overall #1 in management of CDF in the entire county. And I've come to know this gentleman is one gentleman that is one leader who can inspire, somebody who can offer encouragement, and somebody who can offer direction. Na kulingana na vile hapo, mimi naona mbele iko sawa. Mbele iko sawa. Lakini mheshimiwa, kuna kitu moja nitakutuma. Wakati utaenda kwa rais, unajua anajua uko hapa. Wewe mwambie hawa comrade shida ile wako nayo. Bado ni transaction. Lakini tunataka ka help ikue on time. Hapo ni sawa. Now, because Ndindi Nyoro is there, he'll be able to perfect it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I've put my phone here so that I don't talk for too long. I want to talk for a very short time. And I've requested Honorable Babu hata tukimaliza tusikue na haraka sana. Because the nature of this dinner was not to be like a lecture. And since we've taken enough time as a lecture, we will also afford time to move to other tables. So that we make sense of this dinner. Lakini hata nikiendelea, wakati tulikuwa tumekaa hapa chini, wacha niwapee mshene kidogo ya hapa hii meza tumekaa hapa. Honorable Nchoke has given a very short but precise and brilliant speech. And you can tell he's actually from Harvard. But now, there is something he did. He said he's going to use very simple terms and avoid jargons. And then he went ahead to say he'll avoid ligua and lacuna. Then Honorable Owino was asking me what is now simple there. But I was kind enough kutafsiria Mheshimiwa Babu Owino kwa sababu kizungu bado iko bado. But Honorable Babu Owino and Honorable Nchoke are my very good friends. We actually serve in the same committee with the Honorable Babu Owino. And the way you've seen here, us relating like brothers, that is the kind of Kenya that you are looking forward to. Lakini, muniruhusu nifanye jambo moja tu kwa sababu nataka kuona kama hii dina kweli hii maneno yote tunazungumza iko na maana. Na kama mulisikiza Dr. Onchoke, mtu alisikiza nataka mkono juu. Kuja wewe rafiki yangu kuna tai ya yellow. Unajua kwa nini lazima nione yellow. Kisha somebody else who listen to Dr. Onchoke, kuja comrades. Sauti isipotelee chini. Nataka pia mrembo yule yako pale. Tafadhali kuja. And this is eating into my time, so I don't want to take so long. And I want you to start here. Kwa sababu saa zingine we come and give you speeches. Munapiga makofi. But usually I ask myself, was it necessary to talk even if you impact no one through your speech? So wapatie microphone hapa. Kuja hapa. Kujeni hapa. Nataka yule mtu within 1 minute, anyone who will capture what Dr. Onchoke talked about, and the voters are here, I'm giving you 10,000 shillings. So you have, that is actually 30 seconds, summarize what he said.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what Dr. Nchoke said was very precise and straight to the point. And what he said that as student leaders, we are managing finances, and finance is one of the toughest things to deal with. He was even afraid to deal with finance, but we as student leaders, we are called upon to represent the students well. If you are given money like today, if Babu Owino was to give 1 million shillings, ensure that you don't buy suits to suit yourselves, but rather ensure that you represent the students who have called you here to represent you.
Makofi kwake. Let's go ahead and start with your name.
My name is Sharon George Narangi, Vice Chair, Faculty of Law, University of Nairobi. And what Doctor said, he started by saying that finance is a very small thing and a very boring topic, but very important to us as leaders. He proceeded, I quote the minute details. He proceeded to say that we should not be wearing expensive watches and jewelry, whereas our students are suffering. Therefore, we should use the finances that we are given as student leaders to ensure that the comrades are taken care of. And one thing I've picked up from him is that the finances that I'm given are not supposed to make me have a more softer life, but to ensure that the people I'm representing are living the
Makofi, time imeisha. Asante sana. Haya, tuende kazi.
Yes, my name is Samuel Manjara, and Dr. Onyonka has started by explaining his academic journey. The academic journey right from where he came up to Harvard, and he has talked about finance in a very simple way, and he has said that we as student leaders have the responsibility to have a budget, and also it starts on a personal platform. And then secondly, he has told us that it is not about us, but it's all about the people that
Makofi kwake. Sasa nataka tufanye mchujo. Kama ni wakukaa anakaa, tubakisha the last two. Only we can vote actually ultimately to the winner. Unaona nani ameweza? Hapa. 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 Hapa naona tuna vote King University. Ni hapa ama sio hapa? Aende akae. Aende akae. Nyinyi majamana waonea hiki. Aende akae. Aende akae. Waletee wote kila mtu 10,000. Waletee haraka. Hai. Harakisha. Ladies first. You only 10,000. Shika bro.
Round of applause.
Asante sana. Tunaweza keti. Thank you bro. That was not about money. It was about getting whether we are actually making sense giving speeches here. And I have seen clearly this dinner was long overdue because I can tell we were all attentive. I want to talk very briefly. One, the wholesome message about this dinner and this event today, I believe, is not seeing student leadership as a net to itself, but seeing student leadership as transitory to something else. And I believe that is why you also invited us. Most of us here have been student leaders. I was a student leader in KU. Mheshimiwa Babu Owino, of course, is the longest serving in the world. And also, Dr. Onchoke, you have had his journey in academia and also in being a comrade. And also, you can also tell Professor Kiama, by the way he is, he must have been a student leader and a troublesome one for that matter. But in that, there are a few things I want us to explore. Because many times I talk to almost every young person in Kenya. They all want to become politicians. Everywhere. Even here, I am even to do a poll. Anyone who wants to become an entrepreneur or a politician, we find majority of us. And even those outside there, their ultimate goal is to become a politician. But I don't think that is a very good path for us to tread on. And especially if all these brilliant brains in this hall today will all end up as politicians. I don't think that is fair to our economy. I also don't think that is fair to our continent. And I say so with facts and reasons. One is that if you look at Africa, and maybe the reason why all of us gravitate towards politics, we don't, whereas we, yes, want to serve, but on the personal side of joining politics, you find it is convenience around rent-seeking and also around peddling power. Where, yes, you are powerful, but you use it as a factor of production. If you compare our economy in Africa, Kenya, to other economies in the West, for example, if you go to the US, now they are having elections. If you go to the elections of senators and representatives, you find young people shun away from that arena. The brilliant young people in the US, you'll get them in Wall Street. You'll get them in Silicon Valley. Why? Because you are likely to become a billionaire by going into Silicon Valley and Wall Street than you are likely when you become a politician. And I believe this is a collective responsibility that we have. That those of us who are in leadership, and even those preparing to join in, we must continue sealing the loopholes around leadership, so that leadership does not continue to be a lucrative business, but a point of service. And the reason I'm saying that is because if all these brilliant brains, for example, in this hall, just 2 tables were to join leadership, and the others devote their lives into entrepreneurship, for example, we are likely to change Kenya faster than when all of us, and especially the brilliant minds in this hall, join politics. And I also want to interest you on one thing, because I think vile Babu Owino wamesema tumeupwa differently. I also actually love business a lot myself. Not money per se, but transacting. But not this transaction that was here. Maybe a different one. Deal making, I love those kind of things. Negotiating for a business, maybe when it closes, I get fulfilled. Many times I read Forbes magazine. And I would interest you to be also reading those kind of things. Forbes magazine, there is another one called Entrepreneur. There is a more concrete one, a macro one called Economist, so that you broaden your mind also. I would interest you even as you think about leadership. Those of us who feel they are struggling around leadership, it's not just a must that you become a politician for you to qualify to have made it. You can also qualify to have made it by joining other arenas and become a leader in that arena. Reading the Forbes list, for example, and you can try to compare the first top 10, top 20, up to top 100. There is no politician in the Forbes list. Top 10, you'll find Elon Musk is there. You'll find Abani of India is there. You'll find Zara owner is there. You'll find, that is Amancio Ortega. You'll find Zuckerberg is there. You find captains of industries, not captains of politics. I would interest us. We try gravitating our minds towards also production, not just around leading. Otherwise, if all the brilliant people like you in this hall goes into leadership, who are you going to be leading? That is food for thought. I don't want to delve so much into that. Secondly, nowadays, yes, we are in politics, but we are also employers. Employers in our own businesses, but also employers in our own offices. Because Honorable Babu Owino, Honorable Nchoke as a member of parliament, they have a staff force of maybe 20 to 30 staff members, paid for. Governors have staffs. Even in our own businesses, we have staff. And I first of all want to talk about character. Not in the essence that we always talk about in terms of motivational speeches. We go to the University of Nairobi. I'm a student there now. You go to KU, I've been a student there before and a student there now even. Then, when you go to those universities, you graduate with a degree, first class honors, second upper, second lower, or the other ones. Then, you find job interviews, and especially in the private sector, because private sector in Kenya pays very well, by the way. You get an opportunity advertised, and you see the qualifications, BCom, CPA, you apply. Now, when you go for interviews, even when you are in a suit to attend an interview, the interviewer, when you are already seated there, and you had a first class, they have your CV on the table, and you're already seated there, they are still calling the person they are interviewing, yet you are seated there. Because they can't see you. The person they see on the other side of the table does not represent the papers they are looking at. So you end up having a first class on paper, but you as John here, you as Mary here, you are very far from a first class on your papers. I also want to interest you on that. As you go through university, it's not just about library. It's not just about a first class. You have to match that first class with yourself. So that when you're given a chance, for example, to say something about your topic of schooling, what are you saying in other words? When you are given a chance in an interview, do you reflect what is on the paper? The good thing about that, and I've learned that the hard way myself, character, personality, you are not born with it. Character, personality, you refine. You actually make yourself to be. Just the same way you can go to salon, you have a haircut, and you look different. When you go to a salon as a lady, you come out different. Even character and personality, they are learned. And I'll tell you, even me, myself, I know that for sure. The way I'm speaking to you today now, I remember when I was elected a student leader in KU. I was very good in campaigning. I won. But after I won, I was from a village school myself. And I started buying when I was in first year. And then second year, of course, I was elected. When I went for my first Senate meeting, Professor Mugenda was then our Vice Chancellor. And I was given a chance to talk. And everyone had introduced themselves as Dr. Professor. And then in my young naivety, I was given the floor. I didn't know that when you're given a chance to speak, coherence comes from preparedness. So I was given because I thought a student leader, I can appoint. Then I hung in the middle. I forgot what I was saying. And from there, nikajiita mkutano, and I did a lot to my own self. So what am I trying to say here? I've listened to some of you guys here, very on point, very eloquent. Even those of you who are not yet there in terms of confidence, character, personality, confidence, all those attributes are learned, they are practiced. The other thing, mentorship. Honorable Babu Owino is here. He transited exactly from being a student leader into an MP. I was a student leader, I am now MP. Let me tell you something, maybe you can grab a point from there. In the year 2000 and something, I can't remember very well, I was first year. I was looking for an internship position. Hii tu ya kuhasu tu kwa sababu nilikuwa nimesema siwezi rudi mashinani. Then our former MP is called Kenya Kariuki. He had a stockbroking company. Then I went there. I was actually not going to Kenya Kariuki's company to look for an internship. I had already gone to the Ministry of Trade and gotten an unpaid internship. So I was going to Mheshimiwa Kenya's office to show him how being a student leader, I was still not yet there yet. But nilikuwa mtu akona maneno mingi, so I would confuse you to be one. So I was actually going there kumweleza vile watu wote wa university wa Kiharu wako nyuma yangu. Na akitaka kura tukae vizuri na yeye. Because I wanted something to use as fair. Hiyo wakati bado nilikuwa internship. Now, I went there. Secretary wake akaniangalia hivi because I was carrying an envelope. Akaona huyu anatafuta kazi. Kaniambia leta CV. Me, I was not even going there to look for a job. I left it. After leaving it, after 2 days, because I was told he was in a meeting, he called me. Kaniambia, wewe kijana, ulikuwa unatafuta kazi hapa? Nikasema, yes sir. I was actually not going there to look for a job. He asked me, when can you come? Nikamwambia saa hii. Nikaenda. Akaniangalia hivi, tukaongea kidogo. Akaniuliza, when can you start this job? Nikamwambia leo. Nikaianza saa hiyo hiyo. But this is what I want to tell, the point I'm driving home. Kenya Kariuki was a politician, now narrated to me how he was a youth winger of Kenneth Matiba, who is our former MP. Now, when I started working in his farm while still a student, me and our governor, Iroko Kangata, became his youth winger when he then died in 2013. In actually 2007, sorry. Though he lost, we became his youth wingers. Now, when our current governor was running for an MP seat in our place, we were part of the people who then campaigned for him because he was my friend. Now, when I was doing my campaigns in Kiharu, my first time in 2017, because this story, I want you to connect with all those people. I got a message from a young student leader from Mount Kenya University. He told me, Mheshimiwa, I'm from Kiharu, I want to join you in your campaigns. Then I thought, this is just the random messages we get. So I never replied because, you know, when you are doing campaigns, you are under intense pressure. So, akaandika ingine. In fact, I think he was writing to me on Facebook, ile ya chat, because he didn't have my number. Then again he told me again, Mheshimiwa anataka kukujoin campaign zako. I didn't reply. Then later akaona lazima atumie title vizuri. Then he told me, I am the president of Mount Kenya University Student Leaders. I want to join you in your campaigns. Kaona hapa haja tu ni reply. So I replied, nikamwambia, I'll be going to Kiharu tomorrow, you can join me. He came with like a small car there. We went to Kiharu. Then jioni nikahurumia huyu jamaa. Nikaona nimpe kitu ya fare. Nikampea akakataa. In fact, from there, that is how we became now permanent in our campaigns. Na kama wewe ni mtu mwerevu, unashika sikira nasema. Alikuja nikampea kitu akasema mimi sitaki. So we campaigned. I'm not speaking about today. I am speaking about that day. Now listen here. So we campaigned. Now, without even campaigning, after I won, then he became the person to fill in papers. Ukichaguliwa mbuke, kuna kazi mingi, jaza hii karatasi. So ultimately, I actually never looked for a PA. He just assumed the role of the PA. Because he was already one. Now, we continued. The person I'm talking about is the person Nimo talked about here, called Charles Karodo. Most of you know him. He's now the chairman, the youngest board chair in Kenya of a multi-billion board called Adi Water. Now, if I'm to stop my speech there, you've gotten what I'm trying to say. Many times you come to our offices, na mimi sitaki kuwapepereza leo. You come to our offices, you go to Mheshimiwa Babu, mentor me. Mheshimiwa, I need a mentor. Mheshimiwa, I need a mentor. What is this best business of mentorship? What do you want us to do? The business of mentorship in politics is not done in offices in KICC. They are done on the ground. If you are here as a student leader and you are aspiring to be a politician tomorrow, and you come from Nyamira, you come from Meru, you come from Marsabit, and you are going there to your senator's office at KICC, become my mentor, you are wasting your own time. Mentorship is done on the ground. You run practical ropes on how to become a politician, and you cannot learn it in Nairobi. Transaction. Comrades, transaction. Naona kwenye kuna key. Lastly, let me talk to you now, also as leaders, on two fronts: business and politics. Business is very lucrative, but business also needs patience. It also needs learning. And I'm saying practically, majority of you are my friends. You come to me, you say, I want to become a business person. Why? The motivation is money, that's fine. But beyond saying I want to become a business person, if I ask you the second one, in which sector, you have no answer. You need to also gather free information. If you want to become an entrepreneur in IT, just through Google, you'll get all the mentors around that business you can ever get. You can get all the knowledge you can ever get. Stop now just saying with your mouth, nataka kuwa hii, nataka kuwa hii. You must start doing something towards it. But let me come to the last point about politics. There is a trend I always see. Many times, especially even me, when I was a student leader, we want to lead. But more importantly, we want to win an election. Because it gives you an aura of masculinity. It shows you have made it. But I want you to go through history books and show me one person we remember because they won an election. Whether that person is Jawaharlal Nehru, whether that person is Mahatma Gandhi, whether that person is Nelson Mandela, whether that person is Lee Kuan Yew, whether that person is as all the others. I want you to go through the history. You tell me if there is any person, a chapter in history is reserved for them because they won an election. And you'll find there is none. People are remembered by what they do. People are remembered by the output. And I'm saying that because many times we want to win and become politicians, but we don't want to blend our ideologies towards progress. Our ideologies is just to make it, you as a person. We must start making ideologies of people making it. People we are leading, making it. Not you as a person who is winning, making it. Because you making it stops at when you are elected. But then the legacy starts to be written there. And that is when then the legacy of you and the people starts. I'm saying that because many times we become radicals as the student leaders. We want to become Karl Marx. I am an economist. By the way, when we are reading economics, when you go to a unit called History of Economic Thought, we don't study anything about Karl Marx. We just mention. We talk more about Keynesian theory. We talk more about Maillard. We talk more about progressive leadership. When you talk about Lee Kuan Yew, you don't remember about the elections he won. You remember about how he changed Singapore. When you talk about General Park of South Korea, you don't even know the year he won. What you know is that he transformed the economy of South Korea. As student leaders, let us measure our inputs and output. As student leaders and progressively as leaders of our country. And also in Africa. I have interacted with several of our friends here in Africa. Person like Julius Malema. Mheshimiwa Babu Owino has interacted with him. Listening to him, by the way, as Dede Nyoro, maybe I agree with him on some fronts, but maybe not on some. You listen to somebody like Nelson Chamisa, Zimbabwe. Even our neighbor here, Bobby Wine. The point I'm trying to make, as you progressively go towards populism and you want to get elected, you must immediately recalibrate that populism towards solid policies. Because solid policies are what makes a leader. What makes a politician is just winning an election. It is difficult, what I've said, but that point needed to be said. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The planning committee, kidogo tu mheshimiwa. The planning committee, tafadhali, let's come. Tukuje tu watu the planning committee. Let's come for a photo session. Karibu sana. Kameramani.
Okay, just a minute before the photos, Mheshimiwa, I don't want us to leave before missing the main reason why we came here. There is a document that the president from St. Paul's presented to you. So our main ask to you is that you be our advocate, because we can't just come, present things to you, make speeches, then go. We want next time when you come, you give us a report. You give us a report on where our issues have been leaked. Yeah, and then also we would like to get an audience with the president from you. Yeah, thank you.
Is that true? You want an audience with the president? Nataka? Wale wote wanataka, nimeona ni wengi, nitapanga.